All right, guys. Y'all like my shirt? Abraham Lifton. Anyways, so in this video, I want to talk about rules for men. Specifically, young men. I think they could probably use this, but it's rules that all men, we should all do this. But anyway, so the first one is know the difference between love and lust. Lust is just a physical attraction. When you first meet a girl and you first see her and you're like, man, she is so hot, she is so pretty, you know, I want her to be my girlfriend, and maybe you just have like a sexual history or sexual connection, whatever. But that's not love. Like, love is, when you have the same standards and values and ethics and morals and goals and all that stuff, and same sense of humor, all that kind of stuff. And that's the thing that when you look at that and you build a relationship and you get to start to understand each other and you start to feel comfortable with each other, even when things are bad, and you go, okay, well, this isn't my favorite, but this is not a make or break deal. So we can work on this, and we'll get better together. So don't just fall for the like, oh, I want to have sex with her, or oh, she's so hot. Like, and trust me, everybody, men and women, your looks are going to go. And when you're 40, 50 years old, that girl that you thought was hot when you're 18, now she's big and fat, or that guy's fat and bald. So looks aren't forever. What's forever? Standards, values, goals, family values, all that kind of stuff. So that's the long game. Love's the long game. So number 2, it's okay to be by yourself. Don't think, what's so-and-so doing? Where's everybody at? Where's the party at? Da-da-da-da. Man, it is okay to be by yourself. As a matter of fact, you should probably want to be by yourself about as much time as you want to be with other people. So kind of 50-50. Like, if you like to go out and hang out and have fun with friends and laugh and joke and go to good restaurants and here and there and whatever, like, yeah, that's cool. That's all good. But you don't have to like, I wonder what everyone else is doing. Like, calm down, chill out, Kimosabi, chill. Number 3, hygiene is important. Brush your funky ass teeth, put some deodorant on, take a shower. These are things you should be doing every day. Wear clean clothes, exercising, eating right. I know eating right doesn't sound like a hygiene thing, but if you're eating crappy food and you're just like, farting all over the place, or now you're big and fat and you're just sweating all over the place, like, that's part of it. But and plus, if you have bad hygiene, you think that chick that you thought was hot wants anything to do with you? Hell no. Next one is never date a friend's ex. Not unless you don't want to be friends with them anymore. If you don't want to be friends with them, well, first of all, they weren't really a friend in the first place. But never date a friend's ex. That's kind of a big no-no with dudes. Like, I don't know how girls feel about it. I'm not a girl, I can't really tell you. But never date a friend's ex. I did it once, but I didn't like the guy. He wasn't really a friend. He was just an acquaintance, a friend of friends. So didn't really care. Didn't really matter. I wasn't like actively being like, oh, I want to date him or go date her because she dated him before and fuck him, I don't like him. Like, nah, I just started dating her and talking to her, and we were real cool and stuff. But I didn't really care about him. I knew me and him weren't good buddies. It wasn't like something I was really losing. So, oh well. Stay informed. That's another one. You don't want to be watching the news all the time, because watching the news, they do nothing but they don't talk about anything but negative. The local news only talks about, oh, there was a fire, there was a shooting, there's a car crash, there's a robbery, all that kind of stuff. And then the national news is like, the president sucks, there's a war over here, there's a natural disaster over there, so all news, it's just negative. It just sucks. They never have anything good to say, I challenge you to go on the news and find something positive that they're talking about. Very rare, and if you do, it's probably something kind of insignificant and it's just a fluff piece, whatever. But you have to kind of look at social media and the news and stuff like that from time to time, just to kind of have a pulse on what your local, state, federal, and even international politicians are doing. What's new in the world of science? You can even keep up with sports. Like, nothing else. Sports is always an easy icebreaker to talk to dudes about. Hey man, you see that game last night? That was badass. Oh, you see that one play? Shit was crazy, dude. So just stay informed, things that are going on in business, like all these two businesses merged, interest rates went up, the stock market's down, it's whatever. You just have to stay informed. I'm not saying you have to sit there and, unless it's, something that's for your livelihood, then stay super informed. But if it's not about your livelihood, just kind of keep an ear out. Have a sense of humor. If you're just dry all the time, if I was just to sit here and talk like this and tell you about what to do, it would be really boring. Like, you don't want to be a robot. You got to have a sense of humor, kind of use your hands a little bit, talk with your body language as much as what you're saying and how you're saying it. You don't see me sitting here and talking like this. I'm talking like this. I'm talking to you like I would talk to my dad, my best friend, my wife. This is how I talk to them. This is that inflection that I have when I talk to people. I talk with passion and energy because I want people to perceive me as a passionate, energetic person, because I am. So that's how I talk. And, don't be monotone, and, have a sense of humor, crack some jokes, but know your room. Like, if you're around people who aren't going to like dirty humor, don't tell any dirty jokes. Trust me, I've done it 1,000 times, and it backfired every single time. But tell some jokes. It cracks the ice. It gets people to go like, oh, so-and-so, he's kind of funny. He's cool. Like, I like him. I can hang out with him. He's not so boring and dry. But, okay. So next one is get rid of people that serve no good purpose. People that are always negative. They're always shooting down everything you say. They're energy drainers. They're just a swamp. They're a cesspool. They serve no purpose, none at all. Or the people who just want to drink or smoke or do drugs or gamble all the time. Degenerate shit. Like it's kind of fun to do degenerate shit sometimes, but man, keep it super limited. Like, just every very, very once in a while, go out and do something crazy and have fun, have a blast. More like celebrate, not party. Kings celebrate, fools party. Celebrate achievements. Partying is just what you do because you don't have nothing else to do. Anyways, but yeah, just get rid of those negative people in your life, and the faster the better. And replace them with good ones. Stand up to bullies. If you don't stand up to a bully, first of all, you're not going to feel good about yourself. You're going to think you're a pussy and you're weak and you're a bitch, and you would be right. So, I can remember the first bully I ever stood up to. I think I was 8 or 9. He was like a 12-year-old kid and much bigger than me. And he used to pick on all us other little 8 and 9-year-old kids in the neighborhood. And we were all kind of scared of him. And one day I was just like, man, fuck you, Dane. And so we ended up getting to a fight. Well, I was scared as hell. I'd never even been in a fight before. Well, kind of sized up and put my hands up and just pop, caught him one and stepped back. And I was like, oh shit, I punched him. And then I was like, bow. It's like, oh shit, I punched him again. Bow. Oh shit, I punched him again. And he would try to like grab me and punch me and stuff. In the meantime, like I was constantly moving away from him. And then I just realized, I was like, oh, he was just intimidating us because he was bigger, but then I realized, I was like, oh, I got this kid. And then I just started dropping them on him. Just bing, 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 bing. And, but not all bullies, it's going to be about fighting. Sometimes people are going to bully you to just make you feel bad. Even when you get older, there's always that one asshole. They're just insecure little pricks. If you don't stand up to them, you're going to feel bad about yourself. If you stand up to them, you might be scared. You might get punched in the eye. You might get told that you're a bitch or called every name in the world. But you're going to go, well, at least I stood up to him. I'm not a bitch. And usually, if you stand up to a bully, it only takes once. They usually don't do it again. Bullies don't like to pick on people that are tough and going to stand up to them. So they'll go somewhere else. Learn how to tell stories. Again, this kind of goes back to, like I said, talking with your body language, making eye contact, having, different, inflections. Is it inflections? Whatever, where your tone, your voice, kind of matches the energy of the story. Like, not all stories, you can just sit here and talk like this. And then I went to the store, and then I bought a Coke, and then I drove home, and then I went to bed. Ugh. Don't ever talk to me again. Ugh. Learn to tell stories. When you learn to tell a story, and I'm not saying learn to lie to people. What I'm saying is when you learn to tell stories, people will want to listen to you. If they want to listen to you, you can persuade them into working for you or buying your product or dating you or whatever it is, So just learn to tell stories. Don't watch porn. Shit's stupid. First of all, you can't touch her. You're never gonna fuck that chick on the porn thing. And the girls you do, mess around with, that you have sex with, they're not gonna have those big fake titties and fake lips and, all that shit. And they're not gonna act like that. That's not how real women act. That's how whores act. And then if you get with a girl and she doesn't act like a whore, you're like, oh, she's not as, cool or exciting as the whore. Be like, yeah, whores are cool and exciting because that's all they got. So, you don't want whores. They got daddy issues. They got trust issues. They're psychopaths. They're usually drug addicts and alcoholics. They're like chew toys. It's a really bad analogy, but whores are like chew toys and the guys are dogs. And once the guys are done chewing that chew toy up, and that chew toy is chewed up in a million pieces and all slobbery and nasty, no one's gonna want it anymore. So, anyways, marry a girl whose family you love. You can marry a girl that, if you hate her family, like, it's just gonna make things real hard. But if you love a girl and you love her family, oh man, things are just so fucking smooth. When me and my wife first got married, I was okay with her family, but we weren't like super tight. And with like any parts of your family, you're gonna have like moments where the relationship is going to be tested between mother-in-laws or brothers or their kids or whatever, man. Like, you're going to have moments. And you're going to have moments even if you do love her family. That's just family. But you're going to have more of them if you don't. So as I've gotten, older and, get to know her family more, like now I get along with pretty much everybody in her family pretty good. But, there were some moments. Okay, next one. Don't complain. No one cares about your excuses and your problems and your bullshit. Nobody at all ever, never, has ever, will ever care about your problems. Maybe your mommy might care about them, but last time I checked, mommy doesn't pay the bills and you're not going to marry mommy. So, shut the fuck up. Be impressed by the right things. A lot of times, too many people get impressed like, oh, that's a bad motherfucker over there. He can fight, or that person can drink a whole bunch, or that person they're crazy or they're wild and stuff like that. That's not. It's not what matters. I want to. You know what I'm impressed? I'm impressed by the dude who can wake up every day, work his ass off, make a shit ton of money, goes to the gym, is in good shape, takes care of his family, spends time with his family, carves out a little bit of time for his friends, goes, hangs out, has fun. That's the dude that I'm impressed with, because what is drinking and doing a bunch of drugs and fighting and fucking and all that stuff, what is that going to get you in the end? Probably some illegitimate kids, being addicted to drugs and alcohol, probably in jail, some shitty tattoos, get the fuck out of here. Next one is ask questions when you meet successful people. Don't tell them how awesome you are. Rich, successful, good people aren't impressed by rich, successful, good people. They are. Let me take that back. They're not impressed by you saying like bragging. No one's impressed by your fucking bragging. I don't even care if you're Elon Musk and you're the richest man in the world. No one wants to hear your goddamn bragging. Not for a second. What they're impressed about is when you take the minute and go, hey man, I was talking to Elon Musk. If I just met Elon Musk right this second, I'd say, hey man, I think that's super fucking cool how you kind of grew up as kind of a dork and you moved to America, you got a degree, you started PayPal, you started Tesla, you started SpaceX, you started Neuralink. I mean, the things that you're doing are, you bought Twitter and changed the whole social media game and everything. The things that you're doing are radical. They're real big disruptors. If I could do 1/100th of the things that you've done, I would consider my life wildly successful. And I just got a couple questions for you, man. If you said that to Elon Musk, he would probably be like, man, hold on. There's something to this dude. Let me let him keep talking. So, you did that. I don't care if it's Elon or Donald Trump or fucking rock stars or athletes, or I don't give a shit. You talk like that to them and they're going to be like, let me impart some knowledge on this dude. Anyways, be memorable. If you just walked around in a gray hoodie and gray sweatpants and flip-flops and you talked monotone and you had your shoulders shrugged and your eyes down, and then when you did say things, you didn't really talk much, but when you did say things, it was just kind of lame and no one gives a shit, you think they're going to remember you? Fuck no. People are going to remember the guy who, and like I said, you don't have to do that in a bragging kind of way, but stand out by making eye contact, keeping your chin up, keeping your chest up, having good posture, speaking up, enunciating, having a good family, a good job, all that stuff. People are going to look at that and go, oh man, and that dude's funny too? Okay, yeah. Not too many people are like that. I'm gonna remember that guy. Don't feel guilty about the past. Holy shit, do I have a problem with this one? We all have a lot of things in our past we regret. We wish we could do over, but you can't. It's gone, it's done, it's over. Next. You might as well just go ahead and let that thing go. You are not who you were in the past. Hopefully you're not. Hopefully you learn from a lesson. Move the fuck on. If you're gonna sit there and just, oh man, oh, it was so pitiful and sucky, da 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 da. Oh, this happened to me and I'm still in the same shit place. That's depressing. No one wants to fucking be around that shit. Be mentally ready to lose. Sometimes I do mental exercises. As much as I work out and lift weights and run and shit like that, I also do mental exercises. I think to myself, what am I going to do when my parents die, or what if my wife dies, or what if one of my kids die, or what if I lose all my money, or what if my house burns down, or what if my car gets stolen, what if I lose all my money, what if what if my dog dies, and I just start thinking like all these terrible things in my head, and I think, okay, what would I do about it? And then that way, more than likely those things aren't going to happen. I mean, everyone's parents are going to pass away. That's inevitable. But a lot of those things you worry about, they're not going to happen, or at least they're not going to happen anytime soon. So the best thing to do is to think about them. And so if you think about them, you prepare for them not to happen. Oh, what if I lose my job? You think about them to think about, what not to do so it doesn't happen. But if it does, then I'm going to make sure that, I get over it quickly. I kind of rebound, and I move forward. So, always have cash on you, just a little bit, even if it's $20. Just have cash on you. You would never know. What if all the electrical systems go down, or what if you go to a place that doesn't take card or something like that? So it's always good to just have cash on you. Normally I suggest just keeping $100 on you. Just fold it up tiny, stuff it in a little pocket in your wallet somewhere. Always be aware of your level of sensitivity. If you know that something bothers you so much that you're going to get angry or depressed or whatever, and it's going to affect you negatively, don't put yourself in that place. So if you know, like, okay, every time someone talks about this, I get really angry, or every time someone talks about this, I get really depressed, and then you recognize that, you can say, I'm not going to put myself in that position, and then you don't have that problem. God, man, I wish I would have known that when I was a kid, a teenager. Holy shit. And then last one is always work hard and have a good attitude. Just work hard and have a good attitude. I can't really stress that enough. Not just your employees or your employers or your customers are going to see that, but everyone's going to see that. It's going to come off on you. It's going to just radiate off of you. Oh man, that guy works hard. He's got a good attitude. He busts his ass. He just grinds and grinds and grinds and goes. people are gonna take notice, and they're gonna really, you know, give you more chances if they see you working hard and have a good attitude. So, all right, guys, that's it. I know that was kind of a lot and kind of a long video, but I felt like I got a lot of information out in a little bit of time. So, all right, guys, subscribe, share, comment, like. Let's get to work.